Hey guys, so for this 2-minute review, I'll be reviewing Surviving the Aftermath, which is a fun city building sim set in post-apocalyptic setting. It's also the next game in the Surviving series, which is the series with Surviving Mars, and it feels very similar to Surviving Mars in a lot of ways. It's currently in early access, and overall I'd say it's a really fun game with a lot of potential, but you can definitely still tell it's in early access and that hinders it in some ways. So the good about it, as I said, it's honestly a lot of fun to play. It's a good variation of Surviving Mars. It has a very similar layout with sort of the standard building sim area, as well as a larger interactive sort of map area where you have these heroes you use and like loot and fight different enemies in this map. I think it overall works really well, and it has a nice variety of random events that happen and catastrophes you have to deal with to sort of keep the building sim element very fresh. But the biggest con is that, it's early access and you can't really forget that as you're playing through it. Honestly, in the first maybe couple hours of the game, you could forget that it's early access, but as a whole, the end game, even from the mid game, lacks a little polish and stuff to do. There's just not much to look forward to at the end of the game. There's really no end goal. A lot of the higher, more complex resources, you just don't have a way of making them. You kind of have to find them on the map, or some of them just aren't even in the game yet. So that when you run out of them on the map, you're kind of just out of luck. So there's no way of having a self-sustaining colony right now. Additionally, the interactive map part of it is pretty clunky right now, and the tech trees are pretty limited. I think a lot of these problems will probably be solved at the end of early access, but something to be aware of is that Paradox will often put a lot of the real end game of these type of games locked behind expensive DLC. So, be cautious of buying in early to a Paradox game for sure. The only other sort of minor critique that I would throw at the game is that a lot of the buildings look the same. They have a very similar, patched together aesthetic built from ruins. And it can be really easy to mix up what all of them are, which, you can still learn what they are. It's not the end of the world, but it is something that I've had a problem with. So overall, I'd say I definitely got my $10 worth. It's a pretty relaxing game and a good way to unwind, but I would suggest probably waiting to buy this game unless you really love the Surviving Mars game and you want that kind of game in a post-apocalyptic setting. Or, if you really don't care about endgame, then it's pretty fun, again, as I said, as it is right now, but it's really lacking that endgame. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more videos, feel free to subscribe and leave a comment on what you think about the game.